I am quite proud of the work that I've done recently. Now, I have been very busy, so I haven't got as much work done as I would have hoped, but with that being said, I've recently hit a great milestone for the project. As you may know, I've recently been designing and trying to implement my core game loop. A core game loop being the routine of gameplay that you cycle through as you play. I am also always trying to talk to other designers in the field in order to try and improve upon my design skills. Doing this, one thing I learned in regards to gameplay loops is that when you have a good loop, you know exactly what the player's goal is for different time periods, such as an hour, 10 minutes, 1 minute, and 10 seconds. With my gameplay loop in mind being enter the level, defeat an enemy wave, pick up an upgrade, do this for 3 more waves, defeat a boss wave collecting a more powerful upgrade, and then exiting to the next level to do it again, I know exactly what the player will be trying to achieve for each one of these time periods. In an hour, they will try and beat the game. In 10 minutes, they will try and beat a level. In 1 minute, they will try and defeat a wave. And in 10 seconds, they will try to defeat some of the enemies on screen. This is good to keep in mind, but I just need this in the game. Already, the player starts in the level. That's step 1 done, though I would like to polish it in the future. Step 2 is to defeat a wave of enemies. I have some enemy types designed, but I do not have a wave system. That's where I had to start. I spent a little bit of time designing how I wanted it to work, and then I got to programming. It didn't actually take as much time as I would have thought. It allows you to decide what enemies to include in each wave, the delays between each spawn, and the locations of where they spawn. I also added the ability to ban spawn types on the spawn zones themselves, so that I can choose which enemy types come from which spawner if I choose to. I've used spawn managers on other projects previously, so I know that using them allows me to create encounters quickly and easily. Next, I needed to track how many enemies were alive, so I knew when the wave was defeated, and that I could now spawn an item. This works similar to the enemy wave spawner in the sense that I can pick the possible items in a list, and select locations for them to spawn from. The item I'm currently using is just a cube that gets destroyed on hit because I don't have time to create a real upgrade at the moment. But this is something that I will be doing in the future. But this did show me a gap in my design. The item appeared in the world when the wave was defeated, but I had no idea where it was. I needed a compass. I created an arrow in Blender and made this arrow rotate around the player pointing towards the item to collect. This solved my problem, but it got me thinking. I should also do this for the enemies. Any player who plays games can tell you that looking for the last enemy is incredibly annoying. So I created an enemy compass. It creates a ball which rotates around the player, and this points towards the enemy that was spawned at that time. To my surprise, it actually worked first time. Now I could cycle through the majority of my gameplay loop. All I needed now is a boss to defeat after 4 waves are destroyed, also some upgrades to make the player much stronger, and a next level to move into. Next time I'll be getting to work on designing some new enemy types in a boss. The wave system is functional and it works, but only having tanks and chases is a little boring. I need to design a couple more enemy types to keep things interesting. Let me know what you think of the game so far, and if you're finding the development and design interesting, feel free to subscribe for future updates. I'll see you next time.